What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Dummy Wormy. I'm coming at you with another video. The other day we ended up having the latest get released by Dog Pack 404 in another expose on MrBeast and the goings on over at MrBeast. Yeah, it got dark. He did an interview with a man named Jake Weddle, and the things that went on in regards to Jake Weddle was nightmarish. He successfully laid out that yes, Jimmy fakes videos, that Jimmy is a monster of a human being and will use and abuse people for his own content purposes. On top of that, they accused MrBeast and Jimmy of hiring a registered offender, an offender of minors, and said that he was showing up in videos, he wore a mask, so on and so forth. And yes, it did turn out that an individual that went by the name of Delaware 100% was a part of MrBeast Gaming. And you come over here, Chris Tyson knew, you see it right here. Never asked Jake how he protected his kid or his family from his bro-in-law, establishing that it looks like Delaware was related to Jake the Viking. And here he is in the video, and then the next picture is his record. Now, on his record, it says that he interacted with a person from the ages of 1 to 11. Don't know, but the story gets a little weirder when we come over here to Jake the Viking, because he confirms it. He confirms that Delaware is, in fact, his brother-in-law, and that he is a offender. Now, it's a little iffy on what actually went down there, but we're going to keep running with this for a little bit. Here's the truth. Yes, Delaware is my brother-in-law. Yes, he is a RSO. When he was 21, a 16-year-old girl accused him and others of SA when she was 11. Delaware took a plea deal. That's why there was no jail time, but he still had to register. His nickname isn't Delaware because he can't go back to Delaware. He's from Delaware. That was the dumbest thing I've heard. He's been back several times. He was hired before I was, and was actually the reason I got hired at MrBeast. Before being hired, Delaware sat down with Jimmy and Sue, Jimmy's mom, and explained to them everything. So yes, Jimmy knew. But again, this incident happened in 2010. Delaware was hired in 2017, 2018. Delaware was also let go from the company before I was. Delaware was supposed to be a behind-the-scenes manager, but in a couple videos, he was asked to partake because we needed people. He was reluctant, especially in the straitjacket video, because of his charges, and that's why he wore the mask. Delaware charges are set to drop this fall. Delaware has been nothing but a good person, an amazing husband to my sister, and the best father to my two nieces that I could ever ask for. They want no part in this and want to just live their lives away from the limelight. Understand why anyone would be upset and frustrated over these allegations, and I do not blame them. Hurting kids in any way is completely unacceptable. But in the case of Delaware, I firmly believe he did nothing wrong, and I look forward to the day these charges are dropped. Thank you. Okay, multiple things here. One, yeah, if it's true that he was falsely accused, that's screwed up. Okay, that's screwed up. False accusations go all over the place, and they ruin people's lives. I feel for the man if that is true, and that's nothing that I wish on even my worst of enemies. But we're going to run with what Jake the Viking's saying is true, though. We're just going to take him at his word. You mean to tell me that MrBeast, Jimmy, who primarily makes kids content, connected to kids content, connected to kids, even if the story is true, openly accepted a man who's on the register for allegedly having inappropriate relations with an 11-year-old. Those are the accusations. Now, even if they're false, you have to think this stuff through. You have to be very careful with what you're doing here. These take these accusations as false, you're on the register. You know how bad that looks? You know how horrible that looks? You're working at a company that does kids content and you're on the registry for engaging in actions with an 11-year-old. It doesn't matter if they're false accusations or whatnot. It doesn't matter what happened there. That's what people look at. That's what's been going around. There's tons of people just running with this like, oh my God, you hired a pedo. Oh my God, you hired a pedo. Oh my God, you hired a pedo. Because he's on the register. This is the easiest thing to just not have happen. Legitimately, one of the most simplest things to not have happen is say, listen, I get it. It sounds like it was false. Sounds like it never happened. You got railroaded by the courts, but we can't risk having you work here with your file considering we make kids content. The look doesn't fit. That is nightmarish. That is horrible. It doesn't matter if they're false or not. That's something that you have to put your foot down and say, hey, I'm sorry, I can't hire you. I don't get why Jimmy didn't think this through. It doesn't matter if they're false. It doesn't matter. The whole thing is, what we're seeing right now on Twitter is everybody assumes that he actually did it. And that's why you don't hire him. That's actually showing protection of your brand and protection of your company, because now everybody thinks that you're openly hiring these people. Now it does make me wonder, how many other people did you hire that might be on the register, that might be connected to this stuff, that might have a background like this? And it goes even deeper, back to the initial tweet from Mr. Viking. Jimmy knew. Jimmy knew about Jake's brother-in-law. Jimmy had to have known about Chris Tyson, considering they were been friends since high school, lived together, had Shadman art in their apartment together, was in the Discord. What else does Jimmy know about? What else is Jimmy connected to? What else is going on at MrBeast? We have allegations now of Chris Tyson engaging in sexual assault. There's Rolling Stone articles coming out. There's all sorts of stuff coming out every single day. Jimmy knew that Jake's brother-in-law was on the register. Okay? For whatever reason, he's on the register. That's all you need to know right now. If he did it, that's messed up. Authorities got involved. Probably needs to stay on the register. If he didn't do it, that's screwed up in itself. I hate that that happened, but you're barred. And that's why false accusations are messed up, because they ruin people's lives. Because this is a no-brainer situation. You make kids content, you don't have these people near the kids content. Because let's say Jake's lying. Let's say he is an offender. Let's say he fully knows it and he is messed up in the head. Just for the sake of argument here. You're going to have a known pedo that you fully know about, that you hired on to engage in kids content, get access to all these kids. The next time he does something, that's on your head. That's on your hands. That reflects on the company itself. It's an unforced error that he put himself in. It's a situation he did to himself. This idea is just baffling to me. That Jimmy fully knew and still said, in our kids' content, it doesn't matter if you're guilty or not. You're on the register. You're going to be in here. You're going to be a part of this. You'll reflect onto the brand. You'll be in content and reflect onto the brand. That's some of the dumbest things I've ever seen. And it begs the question, what else does Jimmy know? Because the more I look at this tweet, the more I come back to this tweet, the more I'm like, my God, he has to know more. And there must be more coming out. There's a Rolling Stone article now. Just the other day, Jimmy's ex-girlfriend started dropping some hints that something went down even with her. What else happened? That's what I'm curious about. But I'm going to leave it there, guys. Let me get you guys' thoughts on all this down in the comments below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it out, friends, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for every time I put out a new video live. And I'll see you guys all on the next one. Bye for now.